force of your bond. A power like life itself, unseen for generations. A dyad in the force.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of DYAD in the Force, episode 253. 253 because last week was a game day in which we didn't play any games. But we're back this week. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're joined by a very special guest. And I realized that I was going to come in here with a joke because Choco wasn't in the call yet. And I was going to say, welcome back to another episode of DYAD in the Force. No, Choco did not turn white. We're joined by a friend of the channel, Cupcoast. What's going on, Caleb?
Yeah, not much. Enjoying the Saturday here in Australia, other side of the world. You can tell it's summer in Australia because the Black Series behind me have started falling down because they start to warp and sag in the heat. So I've got about 6 or 7 of them that have just fallen off over the last 24 hours.
Very, very nice. Choco, welcome back.
Yeah, I was coming in hot. You should have seen me flying down the street. I, started doing some Tokyo drift stuff. It was cool. It was cool.
In the Jetta?
Cool.
I'm just kidding. I know you don't have a Jedi. I was just making a reference.
No, I know. Yeah, you got to make that. Sometimes you got to rip that e-brake, and then you got to power over. That's how I roll. I roll like this.
Absolutely. Nemo was coming at you in the chat saying, Choco, on that CP time today?
Yeah. It happens, I actually almost forgot because I'm not supposed to work on Friday.
Man, you gotta take it a little bit easy at some point.
And I was like, oh, it is Friday. Oh, I gotta go. Yeah.
But of course, today's episode is about the season of Maul because Maul's coming back in April. And we'll talk about that on our main segment. But I just want to say, yes, Maul did die in the Phantom Menace. We have acknowledged that, and Disney has not forgotten, nor has George Lucas for all of that stuff. He came back in Clone Wars Season 4, and then he came back again Season 7. And then it came back again in Rebels. So, listen, we're going to be the first, we'll be the first people to be like, it doesn't matter if you're a hardcore fan or a new fan, how much Star Wars you know, just don't position yourself in as a person of authority when you're kicking up dirt online, like someone named Loremaster, and I know that I unironically assume the title. We both do, but because of our dedication to the lore. But as soon as you purport yourself to be of knowledge and authority in Star Wars, please don't put those sentences out into the ether, man, because. And shout out to Nemo too, because he was telling me some people hadn't watched Star Wars in 25 years, and I'm like, okay, good, but why are you complaining now?
Is that what the new thing is? People saw the trailer and they're like, "This is dumb. He died." Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Yeah, I saw your TikTok this morning of that, and I laughed for a solid 3 minutes. Even if you haven't been keeping your finger on the pulse of Star Wars, you had to have known. You knew enough about it to make a post online about it, but you somehow missed the George Lucas era of Star Wars, the Filoni revival with season 7. You missed several seasons of Rebels. You obviously didn't watch Solo and see him at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
I thought we had this conversation already. Oh wait, Maul's back. Yeah, Maul's back. He came back a while ago. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, this is what we've been dealing with this whole time. These are the individuals who will be online or will be watching, the Chud channels because they feel ownership, right? They're like, we are the real fans. I know, I'm a real fan. And you're like, how did you miss this then? You know what I mean? It's one of those, these are the people. And you can't fix stupid. You know what I mean? Like, you can't reason with someone who didn't use reason to get into their position anyways. And I'm not saying that it's that you're dumb for not keeping up with Star Wars, but like, again, it's pretty simple to be like, Maul came back in 2012. So if you haven't updated your lexicon since before Disney purchased Lucasfilm, like, what are you doing?
I mean, yeah, it's the same people that complain about stuff that George Lucas has done, like Fire and Space. And this is why I call those people specifically tourists, because they're only around to whine. They're not around to be fans. Because there are fans out there that truly haven't kept up, but I don't think if they're being intellectually honest, they're gonna go out there and whine about, isn't Maul dead? Like, I think an intellectually honest person that hasn't kept up would probably ask, like how did he come back? Yeah, that's what I would ask. And like, oh, how did he come back? Not, this is wrong. When you see information that contradicts what you believe, it's the most arrogant position in the world to be like, no, everything else is wrong. Yeah. Without any sort of examination. So I don't know. To answer Craig McGuinn's question, no, this hat does not have Jesus Christ in the middle of a bull. This is the Black Bulls, the greatest ragtag team from Black Clover. Yes, sir. Also recommend watching that if you take our anime recommendations.
Yeah.
There was a thread that I had included in my TikTok video that had #FakeFan. And I only included the original post. But the thread of comments, there were people actually be like, no, he came back in Clone Wars. And the person that the OP was like, no, Filoni went behind George Lucas's back. Like, how do you go behind the EP's back to air an episode of Maul coming back?
Like he didn't know. Like, he created the assets and stuff, and then
he just walks into ILM hilarious. And he's like, "Why are you working on a Darth Maul model?" It's like, that's episode 21 this season. What?
But and by the way, if you are wondering, yes, Maul was approved by George Lucas. Not only Maul was actually, George told them Maul's coming back, and they're like, "What?" That's how it happened. No one's going behind people's backs.
Yeah, didn't they also like during that announcement they were like talking about how and they showed him like the comics in the EU?
I do not recall that.
I know that's where the spider legs came from.
But yeah, Gage, you're exactly right. Filoni was against bringing Maul back.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Well, he was like, it doesn't make any sense.
I remember that George wanted to use Maul and Talon in his proposed sequel trilogy at one point. Like,
yeah.
yeah, this was wide. I thought it was widely known. Maybe it wasn't. But yeah, I yeah.
Well, the
I
whole
thought we knew he was coming back.
the issue isn't whether or not it's widely known. Obviously, being who we are, we keep up with a lot of things because of we're fans, and like I keep saying, we're not going to come down on people for not keeping up or for not knowing certain things. But again, if you're going to put yourself out there in a position of authority, like name yourself lore master, and forget a very fundamental narrative that happened in the Clone Wars. Like, you don't even have to have watched Rebels. Like, but if you know Clone Wars, and if you've read the comics, you know that he's back as well. So it's just, he's a large part of the criminal underworld after Order 66.
If you watched Solo, you knew he came back.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is still, I mean, I don't want to step too much on our main topic. First, we just kind of want to chill with you guys, catch up to see what's going on, what is new. Caleb, what have you been into these days?
I had a period where I was just trying to catch up on all the video games that came out in 2025, and I was making good progress. And then Karen, my fiance, came to me last week and said, "You know what I really want to play that I've never played before, and I'd love to do a playthrough of with you." And she's like, "Baldur's Gate 3."
Oh. Okay. I mean, that's a great thing to do, but that's the next.
She has never shown any
hours.
interest in D&D or anything like that, but some of her friends were playing it and they were telling her stories about it, and she was like, "That sounds great. Caleb has that. Let's play through that." So we set that up the other night, and I'm like, "All right, I'm going to make a cup of tea. You make your character, and I'll come in and join in once I finish my cup of tea." And an hour and a half later, we started because she spent an hour and a half in the character creator.
Yeah.
I was deathly scared that you would come back in an hour and a half and she's already having sex with like
With a bear.
Yeah, exactly. Or walking into that scene with the barn and the
yeah. No, so we've only just started that. We've literally just done basically the prologue, essentially, just because she has no experience with D&D stuff. So I've sort of been trying to guide her into like, okay, here's how combat works. Here's what advantage is. Here's what these roles mean. Sort of slowly getting her into it. But yeah, of all the games that she could have picked, she picked that. I was hoping she was going to say like Little Nightmares 3 or something, a nice 5-hour thing. But no, Baldur's Gate 3.
Nope.
So
That's your next 2 months.
The moment.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And this is a question that I'll have for everyone in the chat as well as Cub Coast. The moment Baldur's Gate 3 was a great game for me, because I also was relatively new to D&D, was when I couldn't defeat a group of enemies with my rudimentary stats as they were. So I looked up Reddit. I was looking up for guides like, how do you, because I don't typically play with a system like this, and like I'm rolling 2s and 3s for my arrows. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to get through this? One person's like, hey, one of your mages has like grease, and then you also have like a fire spell, and if you target the grease, it'll explode. And I'm like, yo, this game is dope. Because then I started clicking with me. It was like, that you would play D&D like that,
That was more or less the thing that made me click into it, where I realized I had grease. I'd actually put it down to block a doorway because anyone that walked through it would fall over. And I didn't realize, because I just hadn't rotated the camera around, but there was like barrels upon barrels of grease on the other side of this wall. So as soon as I lit the grease on fire, it traveled to the barrels and blew up everyone on the other side of the wall, which was all of the enemies. And I was just like, oh, you can do that. Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. What about you, Choco?
Yeah. I mean, my whole goal, my first playthrough, What's funny is I didn't follow this game at all. I didn't follow
Neither
anything.
did I.
I was just I just happened to be playing Destiny 2 with this random group of people I met online, and they were all slowing down on playing because they were excited. And I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. You know, my first playthrough, I made a druid who looks exactly like Markion Rowe, and I vowed to only kill things in the most ridiculous way possible, and it worked, and it made the game so much more fun and like inviting. You know, my second playthrough was as a monk, and early on, you know, I love playing with my own builds and stuff like that, and then after I make my own stuff, then I'll look it up. And I went online, and everyone's like, these are the worst classes of all time, yada yada yada. And I was like, okay, whatever. I feel like it's pretty powerful, so if the other ones are more powerful, this game would suck, to me at least. And then like a month later, they're like, oh no, they're actually broken and super powerful. I was like,
Yeah, I feel like one of the main strengths of Baldur's Gate 3 was how much it tried to evoke that D&D spirit, that kind of get creative with your combat. Because even with tougher enemies and bigger enemies that you didn't think was possible to do things, like I had like a pushback arrow as well, and I would just like get rid of people by just pushing them back into like the chasm, and I'm like, all right, so there's no, as long as you can roll that, you know, that success, it works.
yeah. My entire first playthrough, I played the game wrong. I'm pretty sure it was just wrong. I was so under leveled. I jumped down the well, and there was a spider, and I burned up his web, and I beat him, but I was still super low level, and I was like, I wonder if I can jump down this hole in the middle. So I used Featherfall, and I jumped down and ended up in the under thing, and I ended up, but I'm super low. Like, I'm not supposed to be here yet, but I ended up working out. There's like 2 monsters that chase you throughout that area. And so there was like 2 ogres and then like a big monster, and I made them fight each other. And then I came in and got last hits on all of them when they were dying, and it was fantastic.
I don't know if any of this is spoilers for you, Caleb, but
Oh, I've played it once,
okay.
So I'm good. Yeah.
Shout out to Darth Angel on the TikTok side. I always appreciate you rocking with the likes, as well as Kenobi240.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Gage said something back then. We'll go with Spooky Kitty says, I gotta play Baldur's Gate, man. You gotta, you know, there's Natalie Portman in the game.
You know what's funny though is I've seen a lot of people do interesting style playthroughs. Like, some people will be like, okay, this is my Avengers playthrough, and so they model each character after like the characters and try to do it that way. Or, you know, I know our good friends over on the Podwans podcast, they did their playthrough all together, and they modded it so that it was, you know, Star Wars, and they all had lightsabers and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do. Fantastic game. Absolutely deserved game of the year.
Man, no, it didn't. You had COD that year.
I mean, it was pretty woke. You know what that
we have COD every year, actually.
What they were doing when you opened that barn door was that ain't right. Okay, what else did you play? What else did you catch up on this year?
What else was I playing? Okay, one game wasn't the last one I finished was actually not a catch-up one. It was just a new one got announced, so I went back and played the old one. I was playing Ace Combat 7, which was really fun. I was playing Star Wars Outlaws this morning because I never played the DLC with Hondo Anaka in it. And then I got distracted and just was playing Sabak for like an hour instead.
Oh, tell me about it.
That's all Pep did.
It's
The whole
so
game
much
was just
fun.
a Sabak simulator.
It's so good. It's so good.
I played Sabak for 6 hours, the first playthrough, and I won enough to pay off essentially what was the bounty on K-Vess's head. The bad thing though is that obviously like they didn't think of that, so you can't really pay off your bounty. It's like, so what happens if I can pay it off? Like, people
That
just
would be
stop
cool
chasing
though
me?
if it was like game over and then the Empire wins because you weren't around in the right places. You didn't save Temin, so yeah.
And then I just finished off Ghost of Yote as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still need to pick it up.
I think that was most of the stuff I had to get through. I think. Anyway,
That's not on PC yet, is it?
Nope.
not yet.
PS5.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that just because I vowed to pick up all of the woke games. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, just like from a realistic perspective, every game is woke. It's just, it depends on what your definition of woke is, and they're always going to complain anyway, just like they're complaining about Maul being dead. It's kind of dumb, as Choco says. Shout out to Kanoe240 on the TikTok side, says, love the content, boys. Appreciate you. Element, why would a game where you're fishing for COD win Game of the Year, or did you mean Call of Duty? No, I meant COD, and listen, fishing games are fantastic. I don't play enough of them, but when I fish in Where Winds Meet, it's pretty epic. You know, you do your Tai Chi on the coastline, you got yourself like 30 river perches. That's a good day. It's a good day. Speaking of,
I would like to shout out. I would like to shout out an underrated game pick for this year, and it's underrated because it's as the kids say, hella janky. The kids don't say that. I say that. Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. I had so much fun playing this game.
I still haven't. I still need to finish a lot of other games.
It's people refer to it as indie Skyrim, and it does play a lot like that. It has some interesting mechanics. It is first person. There is a third person mode, but that's not what they were. That was tossed on afterwards, and so that part is like pretty janky. But I had so much fun during my first playthrough. Dropped an expansion that has great reviews.
Awesome. We just met Dalek Choco.
Oh,
He'll come back when he comes back. Nope, he's back.
there we go. He's back.
I don't know if he's actually back. Maybe we'll
Where
see.
is he?
He's jumping in and out of the world between worlds. But the way he described the third person working in Tainted Grail, I mean, that's how you get Skyrim. I mean, third person in Elder Scrolls games are always jank. Which reminds me, I still have to play the anniversary Oblivion.
Oh, that's another one that I started recently. I've literally closed like 2 Oblivion gates, so I'm very early in, but enjoying that one as well.
Yeah. Choco's freeze frame makes him look like a streamer mob boss. Streamer mob boss. I think he just looks like a mob boss in general. What else is going on? Obviously, there was the Masters of the Universe trailer. What did you think of that one?
I was never a big He-Man guy. I will say that trailer is pretty damn good. And having the he/him pronouns on the name thing was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, that was like a perfect joke to me. I thought that was so good because I could picture the chuds seeing that and being like, pronouns, but his name is literally He-Man, and so if they're going to go down that rabbit hole, they've got to admit that the whole thing is around pronouns, and I could just see the wheels spinning and the smoke coming out of their ears, and it was wonderful.
Yeah. That reminds me of like a short that I watched of someone like debating someone online, and he's like, "What are your pronouns?" And the person says, "I don't use pronouns." Like, okay, that's going to be difficult, but let's go for it. And then the guy started talking. He started laying out his arguments, and I'm like, and the other guy was like, "Nope, sorry, I can't accept that. Those are pronouns. They is a pronoun. You is a pronoun." And so there's actually been grift goblins and carpet nuggets complaining about the pronouns in He-Man.
No,
like
he's literally called He-Man.
Non-ironically, they are. You thought there wouldn't be complaints about Maul Shadow Lord, but they somehow found a way. It was like
finds a way.
I was about to say that. It's like Ian from Jurassic Park. Just they're gonna find a way. I know you were in the middle of a thought, Choco. Did you want to finish that thought?
Oh yeah, I was just shouting out Saint Grail Fall of Avalon and saying that people should play it. It's indie Skyrim. It's not the price of a full game. It has some jank in it, but it is a blast, and do it. It just came out with an expansion, and the expansion is highly rated, and they also keep doing updates and fixing the jank. It's great.
Yeah, and while you were gone, I was talking about the third-person jank is what makes it a Skyrim experience. Darth Angel says, "Don't know if it's true, but apparently Kylo is coming back." Where did you hear that, Angel? We'd love to verify, and because that's kind of huge.
Fittis McCormick says the he-him thing was pretty clever to do. I'm still not convinced this movie will be good, but when I saw the cringer nostalgia started working for me. Listen, this is what I said in our review. I missed movies like this. I miss movies that tried to do something and they took it seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's some movies that adventures where it's a little tongue-in-cheek, and because of that, the story itself is written as if the actors are too good for the subject matter, like they're poking fun at their own thing. And I'm like, no, just do it. You know what I mean? Like, we need more. And I know this isn't a new IP, but we just need more of these. More of these, like the John Carter, which was still a way better movie than people give it credit for, or I don't know. We just need more adventures.
Yeah, it's mostly the stuff that we were talking about when we reacted to Legend.
Yeah,
and the stuff that I talk about when I've reacted to Neverending Story and Dark Crystal. It's like, movies don't just tell stories anymore, right? They have to adapt a story to. Obviously, they're looking at the risk to return ratio, but just like with Masters of the Universe and what Choco is saying, like, we need more movies now that just want to tell a story. And
that don't, and do it earnestly.
Yeah. My only gripe is that Orko isn't there. I'm not too familiar. Like, me and Choco kind of reconciled with this, because I was like, yeah, I watched both, but it's like, but did you stand both? I'm like, no, I don't really know anything about the Masters of the Universe.
We're both Thundercat hoes.
Yeah. I did learn through the grapevine that is in fact Battle Cat. Still don't know who the robot is, but and then I also learned that one of the synopsis is that he was sent away from Eternia, like kind of like a Superman situation where His mother sent him to the real world and to get to remain safe, and so he has to find his sword to go back to Eternia. So his mother is from Earth.
More like Aquaman. But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nemo, let us know what's going on with it, with the story of what we know so far. Darth Angel says, I've sent you the article on TikTok, but it looks random, so maybe it's fake. We'll see. I suppose it would be in requests. The direct. Choco, why don't you vamp while I look this up?
Yeah, I mean, if Kylo did come back, it's one of those things where you just like him as a character, you know. Where do you stand on that, Caleb? Like, does it if he choose the two questions? Do you want him to come back, and do you need how he comes back to make sense?
I'll answer the second one first. I need it to make sense. I don't want him to just be back and be like, well, what the hell's he doing here? When the whole hunt for Ben Solo thing was going around, I felt like the odd one out, where I was just like, I'm not sure I really want this. I don't know. I'm very conflicted on it. I think Adam Driver does so good as Kylo Ren. Just finished up the Legacy of Vader series last week. I think I read the last issue, and that miniseries was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it all the way through. I thought it was fantastic. I was so bummed when it was like, oh, the final issue, and I was like, oh, damn it! Like, I was hoping it would just continue. Do I want him to come back? I don't know. In all honesty, I honestly have no idea. One day I'll probably say, yeah, I'd love to see him back, and then another day I'll probably be like, nah, you know what?
Yeah.
Leave him as is. I honestly just don't know.
I can say that you aren't the odd one out, because I that's what I said. But I was enjoying imagining different ways where I could write it. And just can you bring that comment back up?
Which comic?
Yep, the Phidias one. Oh, are you not doing that? Are they just automatically going up?
They're automatically. I can still do it.
Yeah. Thundercats is by far the best American cartoon from that era to me. I still have the old Thundercats toys too. Silverhawks was a close second for me. And I know this is a little bit of a deviation, but I'm curious what y'all's go-to cartoons growing up was, because like for me, one of the goats is SWAT Cats. You remember SWAT Cats?
I was Samurai Pizza Cats.
Okay.
I don't remember SWAT Cats actually. My go-to, my childhood my childhood was filled with anime.
With Square Madison.
No, I mean I grew up with Dragon Warrior, Ronin Warrior, Sailor Moon, Robotech. Like, of course I had my like Nickelodeon cartoons and stuff. And as soon as like Sci-Fi and some other networks started having their like anime blocks, that's what it turned into. But I still watched some of the Saturday morning cartoons like X-Men and stuff, Spider-Man, Gargoyles. I did vet that article, and
I wasn't
it is
allowed.
Gargoyles?
I wasn't allowed to watch Gargoyles.
As you were,
But
allowed
I did, and it was great.
to watch Legend. I did vet that article, and it is just pointing to the last issue of Legacy of Vader, in which he's plunging towards the lavas of Mustafar, and it just says Kylo Ren will return, as the MCU likes to do with their shit now. And then the article goes on to editorialize the fact that he could return in the hunt for Ben Solo. So nothing has been confirmed by Disney or anything, official publication wise. And it's just hinting at his return. And if it happens in a comic, it's probably going to be a comic. that he returns in. It'll just be another Kylo Ren run. Let's see here. I never watched Thundercats. I'm a little young, so He-Man was a late night TV show that we saw wasn't modern. Oh.
Darkwing Duck? Was anyone a Darkwing Duck fan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it was like Tailspin as well. I still grew up with those cartoons. Did you guys get Tailspin over there?
I heard of it. I don't know if I really ever watched it. Our cartoons were very much the Saturday morning cartoons, except all throughout the week. From like 6:30 to like 8 o'clock, it was just cartoons. So the very Saturday morning cartoon things was what I grew up with. So I was like Zoids, Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Digimon, that kind of stuff. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Batman animated series.
What do y'all know about Eureka's Castle?
I loved Eureka's Castle.
I had a
so
crush
much, but that
on
is
Eureka.
not.
Come on, man.
By the way, I maintain that those Saturday morning cartoons are why furries exist. Like they made us grow up with like hot anthropomorphized animals. And you know what I mean? You can't tell me y'all didn't watch Space Jam the first time and be like, Lola's kind of
Oh yeah.
There's a reason Zootopia 2 made $1.7 billion, man.
Oh no.
Nemo says, who doesn't Element have a crush on at this point? There's a lot of people I don't have a crush on. It's just that I mentioned the people I have crushes on. Even with Tailspin, there was the kid's mom. I'm like, she kind of fine though. And then there was I think she was a police officer in Gargoyles. Obviously, I'm going to name the people I have crushes on. I'm not going to go on a freaking 10-minute monologue on the people I don't.
All right, everyone. Real honesty time. Real honesty. Who is your first cartoon or animated crush? Throw it in chat.
I don't know if I can think of the first one. You know what? It's hard to think about, and this is something that, a lot of people...
Young in the chat. Prince Eric?
I think mine's also Disney-based. I think
It might be. It might be. Because a lot of times it has to do with, your sexual awakening, right? When you started having those thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it might have been Ariel. It might have been one of the Disney princesses. I don't know.
Okay.
In terms of first, I had a crush on Carmen Sandiego as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
I do know that Prince Eric was also my sister's first crush. she turned out to be gay, but the scene where in the beginning where he goes, and then it hit me like lightning. She would quote that all the time, and it was a little weird. It was a little awkward. For me, it's in between Maid Marian and Robin Hood from Disney, and Felicia Hardy in the 90s Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, that's true. You know what? There was a bit of a crush there.
She drove a Ferrari.
I'm not even gonna sugarcoat this. There was a bit of a crush on Patty Mayonnaise.
Okay.
I would be like, I see where you're coming from, Doug. Phineas says everyone was all about Shatara. I mean, yeah, same. And then, of course, if you grew up an anime kid, there's a whole bunch of anime growing up that sparked your curiosity.
Yeah.
Serena. Mine was Makoto or Jupiter. I mean, come on. I know it's yours too, man. It's the electricity.
Yep.
How many people in the chat were for Ray though, or Mars? Let us know. Oh, yeah, but I was. It's the red lighting.
It
That
helps
give you
that
away.
Karen cosplays her as well, and I'm just
Oh
like,
my goodness.
yep, I'm into it.
Fernando Sorry said Jessica Rabbit was the ultimate baddie. I mean, yeah, that's one too.
I got a couple of people with me saying Black Cat made me want to be Spider-Man so badly. Yeah. That's my go, Felicia.
Young says, so is this a good time for me to crash out over Hunter? I mean, yeah. It's as good a time as any, honestly. And don't even act like the time stops you.
Did Black Cat start my thing with white hair?
I don't know.
No, Storm predates that, and yeah.
I think a lot of, like, it really did shift from, like, when I was a young kid, from like all of the, you know, normal cartoons, and then into my adolescence it shifted to anime girls, for sure. It was Serena, it was Makoto, it was Minmay from Robotech, and the list goes on with all of the anime that I grew up with. I did like Goliath's wife. She went hard though. She was tough. Now, I know that we all have our Star Wars wifeys and husbands, but we need to narrow it down to just one. Because just between Choco and I, we've got like Domina, Kira, Bix, especially with the latest Andor Mon Mothma. It's just all of them, really. So I'm wondering if we're able to, like, you know, if we're able to narrow it down. Can we narrow it down?
False.
If you had to narrow it down. If you had to pick just one in Star Wars, and this goes for chat too, one character in Star Wars that's your main. That's your main.
Well, real quick, Phineas McCormick says Rogue wasn't the first, but when she showed up, it was game over for all the others. Bro, they drew her so thirsty, so thirstily in the '90s show. It was crazy.
Young said Bix is still mine, Choco. Dang, I thought I gave you Bix, and you let her slip through the cracks. F Mary Kill Star Wars Edition. Have we done this before?
I believe we have. That was like 2 years ago, I think.
So what are the criteria though? Is like Mary your main? I feel like if we had to pick a main, we'd also have to agree that there's no side chicks either.
Well, okay. I feel like if we're going to do that game properly, we're going to need to do it next week. We need to build solid 3-character lists that make people have to make actual choices. You know what I mean?
Can't we just have someone be a side piece instead of killing them? I mean, if that's what you want to do.
That's what the other one is.
What?
Mary Kill. One it's like a side piece, your spouse, and kill.
Yeah, that's true. And for anybody that watched our Who Knows Ball video, I need to know whose team wins. And for anyone who hasn't watched our Who Knows Ball video, we created a basketball team. And so, without any context and without any reasoning, I'll say my team, and then Choco will say his team. And this is a basketball team. You guys let us know whose team wins. My point guard is Mace. My shooting guard is Yoda. My small forward is Hunter. My power forward is Savage Opress. And my center is Kalnaka.
Ooh.
All right, Choco.
I can't remember my team.
All right. Choco's point forward was Anakin. His shooting guard was Crosshair.
Crosshair don't miss, baby.
His small forward was... Who was your small forward? Ahsoka?
Yeah. Ahsoka is my small forward.
Your
She's
power
got handles for days.
Your power forward was I was about to say Book of Boba Fett. Your power forward was Boba Fett, and your center was Black Chrysanthemum. Not gonna justify any picks. Not going to provide context, but you guys in the chat, let us know who's the better team in basketball. Gage said Kalnaka do got that height. He does. He's got 3 inches on Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, but he ain't thick like Chrysanthemum though.
Oh, come on. I think if he wasn't taken out of that spell at the fortress, he would have just steamrolled everyone, and no one would have survived.
But my overall goal was I was trying to make like the Oklahoma City Thunder back in the good days, you know, where we had their big two, you know.
You're acting like I know what any of the basketball talk means. Fair.
that's hey, the anniversary was great, mostly, and then my wife got sick. But the first part was great.
Nima says my vote is whoever has mace. Okay, I think Anakin and Ahsoka are the weakest links. Really? I mean, I think Anakin has a lot of versatility. Like I said, I'm not gonna like contextualize anything, but whatever you guys think. Okay, well, listen. We would need a lot more positions for football, I suppose, right?
Yeah, but we'll play around with that formula for some other things. I do have a pop question for Caleb.
Ooh.
Hit me.
Is he a fake fan?
F, marry, kill. Jabba the Hutt, Salacious B. Crumb, Bib Fortuna.
Oh, come on.
That's like a spiked floor, a boulder coming down the corridor, or being tased.
All right, so kill myself.
Nice. Nice. That's the move, man. He's playing 4D chess.
Yeah. No, you gotta get Jabba out of there. He sucks.
But he can take care of you. He's got money.
F Bib Fortuna, but like there's no passion in that. No, like it's a one thing, right?
Sorry.
Is that how it works? It's what you only have to do it once and then it's done. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, there's no passion in it. It's a hate thing.
Listen, Fortuna is gonna force passion into it. He's gonna wrap that thing. He's gonna wrap the Leku.
It was more about domination.
He's just gonna lean into my ear and be like, "Hey, wanga." And then
I hate myself for this question.
marry Salacious because
It's his beautiful laugh.
he's got something. He's got a laugh. It's something like.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
All right. So we'll actually play. That's just a preview. We'll play it next week, and we'll actually put together some actual viable lists.
Well, listen, let's extend this preview, man, because we can't just have you come at Caleb like that. Caleb, give Choco 3.
All right, let me think. Oh, hey, Nerf Herder in the chat. All right.
Young said you'd marry a parasite.
Okay. Give me like 2 minutes. Continue the conversation. I gotta
Yeah.
Google
Okay.
some stuff.
And
I'll
that's
give
why I
one.
did one. All right. I can give you a fair one, a more fair one, if you'd like. Okay, look.
We'll give each other ones, okay? So while he's thinking, I'll give Choco one as well. Okay. So we're gonna F, marry, kill. Torben.
Torben Buck. Okay, Torben Buck naked.
No,
yeah.
Master Torben from Acolyte.
Oh,
The old version. Then we're gonna go with Ornfrita. And then we're gonna go
a lot of
with
chins there.
just a random pike. This is a preview, guys. I can't give it all out.
All right, well, I'm marrying Oren Frita.
Young
He
said
sucks,
no.
but he's got money. He's got some power. Whatever, you know.
Wait, hold on. Executive audible. Young said toss Sid in there. All right, so F, marry, kill. Dude, did I just do like a? I just did like Forged in Fire. F, marry, kill. Sid, Torben, and who was the third? Who's the other one? Orin Frita.
Yeah,
Orin Frita.
yeah. If you have some, throw them in the chat, and we can go through them real quick.
This
Yeah,
conversation,
we did.
no, this turn
conversation did take a
exists.
turn.
This turn exists all along the main street. There is no odd turn into this one.
Sid has scales. Oh,
How's that fun?
That could be fun, says Nemo.
No. How does that equal? No.
all right. Well, I'm still marrying Owen Frita. I still maintain, you know, the money and power, and then I'm killing Sid.
Oh,
Hey, she turned on my boys in a way that I cannot be forgiven.
That's fair.
I thought you were going to go into a
okay.
number.
I had to look up the dude's name because I couldn't remember his name, but I'm focusing on the Max Rebo band here. F, marry, kill, Max Rebo, Sice Noodles, and Joe Yowza.
Listen, that's that's
Joe
an easy one.
Yowza.
I'm killing
I could
Joe.
not remember his-
I'm killing
remember his
Joe.
name.
I'm killing Joe, and I'm effing Sice Noodles, and
Obviously.
I'm marrying Max Rebo because they have longevity. They survive. They survive the latest. They're gonna come back and start playing again.
I mean, I'm marrying Joe Yowza. That way we can just both be like,
Oh yeah. Hey.
you know, we just have that, like, I don't know.
And you don't have to hear that during the F part.
Joe will be narrating the F.
I mean, I'm definitely banging Sice Noodles because what that mouth do,
Mm,
you know?
it does a lot. Welcome to DYAD in the Force, guys.
Listen, I'm a scientist. It's for science. and I'm gonna kill Max Rebo.
No. I apologize to all of the feet people. Okay, we have. Let's see. We have
Yo, made me break out the whiskey.
from Young. We have Rampart, Sid, and Hemlock. And I feel like I'm gonna kill two of those.
No, that's pretty. Oh, actually, no. Hang on.
I
Sid's
mean,
in
I'm
there as
marrying
well.
Rampart for sure.
Yeah, marry Rampart. When he came back with the beard, he was hot.
I'm killing Sid
I don't-
because no scales
the
can't
other
be
two
fun.
The other two suck.
Hemlock would try to like gaslight you. he's toxic. Yeah, I'm gonna kill Sid. No, wait, I'm gonna kill Hemlock. I guess I'm gonna give it a try with Sid, and I'll marry Rampart. Kenny said, "F Sid, marry Rampart, kill Hemlock." Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree. That's the only thing.
It's a trap!
Young, don't ask the question if you don't want the answers.
Ken asked one earlier.
Yeah, Kenny asked Ventress, Marin, and Fink.
Fennec.
Finnick. Listen, just to reduce friction on the family side.
I don't like that phrasing.
It'll make sense. And especially to all of my other Asians in the chat, to reduce friction, I'm gonna marry Finnick. I'm gonna F Ventress because goddamn. And I suppose I'll kill Marin. Honestly, Marin, I'd like to do things with, but you know, them ain't the options in this, unfortunately.
I think I'd kill Ventress over Marin because I think I trust Marin a little bit more than I do Ventress. I feel like Ventress is just as likely to kill me.
I think they're all just as likely to kill you, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the dyad is gonna stay the same on this. I'm marrying, Fennec because Ming No win. I'm gonna bang Ventress because that would be an adventure. Like you know what I mean? Like
That's several trips down dark sides.
And then you know the rest. And then the one place that will differ is that for me, to reduce friction, I'll spit on it.
My little soda pop, you're all I can think of. Every drop I drink of. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop.
I'm sorry. The joke was there, and I.
Yeah, you did. You did. Let's see. There was another one. Nerf Herder said Chewie, Buryaga, and Kelnaka. You know, we all gotta marry Chewie. Chewie is loyal.
Yeah.
I suppose. I would F Buryaga and kill Kelnaka because I don't want that thing to like go crazy in the middle of the night.
Damn it! Same. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Kelnaka is troubled. You know what I mean? Like, you don't marry the troubled person. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So here's yeah, I mean Burry is a good option as well. I'll throw this one out. Bix, Sabine, Ray.
While I think of that, who is the roughhouser in Baldur's Gate 3? What was her name? It wasn't the big red one, but it was the Was
I'm
it?
sorry, I don't know who.
I gotta look it up. I
don't know what you mean by roughhouser.
Lizelle? Yeah.
I mean, he did love Lizelle.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Lazel. And so, okay, Young said you would only be able to do things when Ventress says, and I feel like there's a small gap between how that would go down between Lazel and Ventress. Like, if you romanced Lazel, you know exactly how Ventress would. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, yeah, it is how I imagine when he's like, everything hurts.
Exactly.
And okay, Young, no. We're talking about Sabine and Ahsoka specifically.
Yes, Young. What is this? Like a Maul
Just
is
always assume we're doing the older version.
It's like saying Maul is dead in TPM. What's he doing in Shadow Lord?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So it's Sabine, Bix, and
Ray.
Ray. Again,
and Kira.
I gotta marry Sabine. I gotta marry Ray. No, I gotta marry Sabine.
You gotta reduce friction, yeah.
Yes, and then I've got to F Ray because I want to see what that's about, and then I'm gonna kill Bix because Bix ain't mine when Young is here.
Why you default to Young?
Because I gave her to you, and then Young said that Bix is hers.
No. We she and I fight all the time over it, so it's okay.
I think I marry Ray. Actually, F Sabine, kill Bix. I really like Ray.
Asians.
She's a sweetie.
Did you just say Asians?
I said heathens.
Oh. Okay, sorry.
Actually, at work, I actually I was asking a question and I asked about the next of kin, and the people are like, "Oh yeah, we're all Mexican," and I was like, "Wait, what?"
The next of kin.
And the other person's like, "Why are you asking that?" And I was like, "Sorry, I'm not." It was pretty funny.
Anyone here next to kin?
Anyways, I'm marrying Bix for sure. I know she's troubled a little bit, but you know I can save her.
I mean, you're gonna have to fight Young for that on the daily.
She's scary, but yeah, I think I'll come out on top. And then banging Sabine, killing Ray, unfortunately. But there's only sadness at the end of that one.
Could you kill Ray though? Could you really?
No. Not even close.
Cubcus, what do you think?
Yeah, for that one, I was marry Ray, F Sabine, kill Bix.
I knew you had yellow fever, dude. Who else do we got? Let's see. Now I think we did take an odd turn, but you know the chat is spurring us on. Let's see. Gage said Grievous, Dexter, and Ponkrell. I am killing Ponkrell on sight. I'm gonna marry Dexter and I'm gonna F Grievous. I don't know how that's gonna work. I honestly don't.
There's
I agree. I think I agree with that. The curiosity's got the better of me on that one.
how do I? Yeah, there's got to be some sort of attachment or something. I don't know.
He's saying Grievous can do attachments. Exactly.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page here.
Clip on.
Young, yes, that is Chopper and a Loth cat on my shirt.
Oh, that is a sick shirt.
Did you get that from Roosevelt's?
Yes, I did.
Nice. That's
They
where
have some really cool Star Wars shirts.
that's where we got our Yoda and Mace Windu shirts that we often take out of the storage to rock the dyad in person. Let's see here.
But I think that was all of them. And we can go back to our regularly scheduled content.
I think there was Pick Your Imperial by Nemo, Krennic, Cyril, or Dedra.
Kill Krennic.
I'm gonna kill Krennic. I'm gonna F Dedra hard, and then I'm going to marry Cyril and let him die.
Kill Krennic. Marry Dedra, but invite Cyril in because I need to know what the two of them are like together. I need to know.
Curiosity
Hey,
killed
man,
Caleb.
It is
Sometimes
either
you
going
gotta
to
ride
be
that
the
tricycle, you know?
it is going to be the best thing in the world, or it's going to be the worst thing you've ever experienced. But I need to know. Like,
Young's like, this is the episode I chose to tune into.
Yeah, I gotta kill Krennic. Like that's the most. I mean, listen, we
That's
kill
rough.
fascists here.
Guess we do.
You know, the other ones are baby fascists. You know,
Well, like you said, I feel like I can fix Dedra.
no. that's why I'll go with banging Dedra. I don't think she can be fixed. I think she is.
Oh, I went with
I think
Dedra
that's the
too.
I think that's the default setting. That's factory setting. It's yeah. Cyril has a hero complex, but that just needs to be redirected, and I think I can fix him. You know what I mean? You point it in the right direction. Yeah.
Okay.
Starting soon. This was all the preamble, guys. No, I was just gonna say, unless I can choose when, because if you marry Krennic, like when Rogue One starts, he's gonna get headshot by the Death Star pretty soon after, and then you just enjoy, you know, just the spoils of whatever he leaves behind. I think.
Yeah. I think we've reached an amicable conclusion to that. Maul Shadow Lord. It's here. It's coming in April. We saw a lot of things in the trailer. And to start things off, of course, I'm going to point to my poll that I have in the chat. Who is the Twi'lek in Maul Shadow Lord trailer? We have 32% saying Talon stand-in, 42% Talon herself, and 26% saying someone else. And I suppose we're gonna lead this discussion with that because, you know, Maul is our main character, so we have to get through some of these side characters. Is that Talon? What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, that was one of my questions. Is Maul? I mean, it is Maul Shadow Lord, but is he the protagonist, or are we going to have a different type of narrative? That's one thing I'm curious about.
I think someone said, I cannot remember where I saw this. It had to have been very soon though. But we are going to be seeing multiple points of view in this show. I can't remember where I heard this, but they were like, it's not going to be primarily Maul's point of view. We are going to see other things. Whether or not, I don't know. It comes down to the definition of protagonist, I guess.
Go ahead, Kenny.
I don't know.
Kenny says, do you all mind if I hop on? I have thoughts on this series. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if you want to join, definitely. I mean, I'm excited, and again, Athena Yvette Portillo has this Lucasfilm DNA through and through, has been on the Clone Wars since the beginning. I think that we pay a lot of attention to Sam Witwer because he's the face, right? He's an actor, but like these things are, these things, the quality, the reason you love stuff is these behind the scenes minds like Athena Portillo. So always want to give her flowers, and also her being involved is what made me more excited for this project.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like, I'll explain it like this. When you walk into Staples and then you see like Shaq is selling printers and you're like, what does he know about, like, why would I, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel when it's the actors who are like leaving the show, because you know what I mean, it's like just because you're a chef doesn't mean you can farm, you know what I mean? Like it's just a different job. So
Yeah.
But I have a lot of faith in this. This is going to be a great project, especially after that trailer.
I mean, it's kind of the same way of like how you feel about like the Bad Batch and Jennifer Corbett.
Oh my God, yeah.
Everyone,
give her a show. Damn it.
Everyone behind the scenes. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that really make this stuff like worth standing. Gibb says you guys are going to read the tie-in comic. Yes. By the time Maul Shadow Lord comes back or premieres, I will have finished Temptations of the Force. I will have finished Mask of Fear, and I will have finished. I'm gonna make a lofty promise. We'll have finished all of the books that I have not yet read. That's only like 4 books, I think.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm already halfway through Temptation. I just have to finish it.
You know what? I'm one of those people that, like, if I've taken a break that long, I can't start halfway. I gotta redo it. I gotta start from scratch.
I write in my Bible, so I just revisit what I've written down. From what
Jennifer Corbett doesn't work at Lucasfilm anymore? Hold on.
What?
I'm not even saying that's bad news. I'm just curious where she's going, because whatever she's gonna do, I'm gonna watch it. Actually, I had a friend, one of my coworkers. She's writing a book, and she comes up to me and she's like, "Man, I'm reading this one book. It's like the best book I've ever read, and I don't even like this subject. And it's called A Thousand Skies or something like that." And she's like, I can't remember the name of the author. It's like Claudia, and I was like, Claudia Gray wrote that? She's like, yeah, how do you know her? I was like, yeah, I felt like that TikTok.
Let me tell you a thing or two
Are you talking
about
about Marie Antoinette? I know a thing or two.
I just have to go feed my cats. They are shouting down the house from outside the office. I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they are screaming for food. So I'm just going to go feed
Alright.
them real quick. Sorry, guys.
We'll
know
get
what?
concerned as soon as the house is shouted down. Let's see. He says, Goob says, Last Order, Master of Evil. Yeah, I think I'm only behind by 4 books, if I don't count Temptation, which I am almost done with anyway.
I want to catch up. I've been working a lot, but I also talking to the same person. She's at the tail end of writing her book, and it made me get back into writing mine. And I've had so much inspiration lately that it's hard to read. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean, because we still have to finish our Acolyte prequel.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's it's okay to work in spurts like that, because when the
Another happy landing.
Reading the Phantom Menace novelization, really hoping this Qui-Gon guy survives. Seems like a cool dude. Don't worry, you'll see him again.
Appreciate you subscribing.
30 years later.
Yeah, I think it's good to work in these creative spurts, because you know, when inspiration comes and hits, it's you got to capitalize on it, honestly. Like at least for the Acolyte prequel, there's been a lot been a lot of stuff that we've been trying to do for the channel specifically.
Yeah.
And so I feel like once we reach a good cadence and have a nice little backlog of content, we can start revisiting it. Let's see. From what Sam told us at Rebel Scum Con, it's Maul's show, and we get to see how he views the galaxy, but there's a lot more to it than just him. That's what I'm...
That's cool.
That's what I'm hoping for. I also, like, just judging from the trailer itself, you know, one of the main plot points, obviously, is that the Emperor wants Maul dead, and so that's going to be a huge driving force for the story. And we see a lot of Maul in the trailer anyway, even if, like, we see this Twi'lek character. I think their narrative paths are going to merge. And, you know, Maul does have some, like, monologuing where he's talking about how chains can be broken and we've been made to suffer. And so I think he's trying to recruit the Twi'lek. And now that Cubcos is back, I'll just reiterate, I think, like, you know, the main plot of Maul Shadow Lord has to deal with, actually, which is a really interesting thing, is the dark side of Order 66, which is the Emperor's hunting down Jedi, also hunting down Maul. And in order for Maul to survive, in order for Maul to leave a legacy, that also causes him to cross paths with this Twi'lek character. And he's monologuing about chains being broken and how they've been made to suffer. So I think Maul does inherit his own cause. It may not align with the Jedi, but he inherits his own cause that is antithetical to the Emperor and what the Sith are about. And so I'm interested to see how they treat that and how they treat the lore behind where Maul takes his dark side.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing about it is, like, Maul's no longer a Sith, right? It's Maul. He's not Darth Maul, right? So we have this weird area where there is a new world order. You know, everything has changed. Absolutely everything in the galaxy has changed. All of your previous allegiances and alliances have turned topsy-turvy. There's going to be a massive land grab for all of these, like, gangsters and all these criminal syndicates. And there's just going to be a ton of stuff going on. There's no Jedi here to help save people. And you may still have Force-sensitive, you know, kids being found. You may have, you know, just like we're seeing, Jedi who have survived, but there's no order to back them up. And do they know truly how to survive this new galaxy without any backing? You know, Maul does. Maul is a scavenger. He'll live in a pile of trash and eat garbage with his spider legs if he has to. But now is he gonna help people survive? Is his alliance with Jedi going to be both of their best chances to fend off all the Inquisitors that are going to be coming at them? You know, is the enemy of my enemy my friend in this scenario? There's just a lot going on, and what I want to see, and I said this in our reaction. Give me the Penguin version of Maul. You know what I mean? Like, Maul is on his own. He's not a Sith, and he starts doing things that you're like, is he gonna turn and be a good guy? Is he gonna be a hero? And the answer is no. He's still terrible. He's just he just aligned with the good guys temporarily, but there's really nothing there. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, it's also an interesting kind of angle to explore, because he's on the outs with the Sith, and he's on the outs with the Empire, and he's on the outs with the Jedi. So how does Maul go about wresting authority and power from anyone and asserts that over the criminal underworld? And I think okay, someone said something in the chat. Let me see
And
what
also
they
we
said.
gotta get Caleb's take on it.
Yeah, did
He
the
looks like
comics
he's cooking. Spit some hot fire.
did the comics and the novels mention how Maul lost the Syndicate to Kira?
No.
We
No,
didn't. We
not
haven't.
yet.
We haven't gotten any of the story. We just know from Solo he has complete control over all of the syndicates in a Shadow Collective, and then some scene in Bad Batch where he's kind of like directing the Pikes and stuff and like that. But no, we haven't gotten like that story.
Yeah, I mean, he was the leader of Crimson Dawn that we saw in Solo. And Kira was just joining them. And interesting, if you read the Kira book, you could see kind of how she plays things. And so all we know is that she learned everything she could about the Sith. She had Maul train her in Teras Kasi. And then she somehow beat his ass and stole his whole organization. I don't know how that works, but I want to see it.
Yeah. Caleb, what about you?
Yeah, just to echo what you guys were saying before, basically, I think it's really interesting to see how Maul is going to take in Devon, because he isn't a Sith, so everything that he did basically with Savage, his own brother, he's not going to be repeating that, you would assume. He's definitely not a Jedi, so he's not going to take in Devon and train her as a Jedi. Like he said, he's got the Inquisitors after him. The Empire is sort of only just starting to come into this area of Janex, which is outside of Imperial control at the point where the show is going to start. I'm excited to see just what he's going to do, because it is going to be a little bit of a different side of Maul that we're going to see, and I'm really excited to see that. I don't know if you've talked about it at all. Have we dived into Devon at all yet, really? Like what we think she's going to end up being? Or
We did go over the poll I had in chat, you know.
right, yeah.
No, with a name like
I have
that is going to be Talon.
I have a very elongated, not really very elongated. It's pretty fan servicey and simple about where she could end up. I don't think she is Talon, but I think she could become Talon, but I don't think that she will, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's something that I've been thinking about too as well, you know, after our reaction to the trailer. Everything that we propose, or everything that I propose about Talon, the character itself, is something that transpires over the years, right? And I think if Maul trains this character in this show, then it'll just be one of those stepping stones to become Talon. I don't think Shadow Lord's going to end with her being Talon.
Well,
No.
let's be honest. Darth Talon is not a great character in general. She's just half naked with a lightsaber. It's gonna feel really weird if we see this, because she looks pretty young as a Jedi, and I don't want to watch this young innocent Jedi turn. I don't know. I don't like it. So I hope we don't get that. Also, Gage in the chat says that the Empire was after Crimson Dawn, though, so I assume we'll see how it falls apart. And I will say that that's not necessarily true. Crimson Dawn was directly opposing the Empire, right? She was the person who stole carbonite frozen Han Solo during the Empire Strikes Back. So they were coexisting. but Crimson Dawn's goal changes to specifically destroying the Sith. Am I supposed to?
Freezing?
Freezing and turning into Dalek, yeah.
Oh man.
I will clarify for everyone in the chat and for, I suppose, if he can hear us or not. When I speak to Talon as a character, I speak to it from George Lucas's treatments, obviously, because Talon's a different character, different master, different time period. Talon's a character that exists during Cade Skywalker's time, and her master is Darth Ruin, and so taking into consideration George Lucas's treatment of his sequel trilogy, making Talon Maul's apprentice, that's where I'm speaking to Talon as a character. So I mean, I don't think I'm proposing at all that this character in Shadow Lord becomes the Talon that is scantily clad and everyone knows about. It's just the name sake, I suppose.
And even if she does, I think it'll be a very, very different kind of Talon that we see. Obviously, under Disney, we're not going to get the Legacy. Star Wars Legacy, that's the comic, isn't it, that she's from?
Yeah.
Legacy? Yeah. We're not going to get that Talon, obviously. It is funny to me, though, that as soon as we saw a Twi'lek in this trailer, that everyone just said, ooh, this is going to be Talon, purely because she was a Twi'lek, and there's a Twi'lek that kind of looks like Darth Maul in a comic. And that was it. That's actually the only connection like that we really
It's the
have.
same thing as the Vader silhouette, you know? Some people just gravitate towards it.
And
I will
there's not
say-
much else.
I will say
Like,
there's-
Well, there was
There
the
is a
one
little bit
frame
more.
with the red lighting.
But that's another thing, though. I keep seeing this all over the internet at the moment, being like, "Who is this red-skinned Twi'lek? She's not red-skinned.
No,
She's
not at
pink. She's pink or purple. Like you can see it in the other. It's just the lighting in that frame, and I feel like we're probably getting carried away with it, or at least the internet is. It is fun to speculate and theory craft though around
The
it.
nostalgia is kicking in. That's all that is.
Well, that's
all.
why
I will say it feels
Or
like
90%.
it feels like some. Okay, so my reason for the connection is that in the big red book that doesn't fit on a desk, George Lucas said he had a vision for a sequel trilogy where Darth Maul trains a Darth Talon to be a successor, and they take over the criminal underworld and all this stuff. I feel like this story, because the way he describes that idea, I know people are like, this would be a better sequel trilogy. Shut up. No. What he describes there is the prequel to the sequels that we got. Right? It very, very, everything he said very, very neatly fits in before episode 7. And so I assume we're getting a diet version of that. But no, I don't think it'll actually end up being, or she'll be being named Talon, because of a specific line from Dave Filoni where he said, if I'm going to bring an AU character in, I want to have a reason for it, not to bring in someone just to bring in a name.
Yeah, that could fit either way. The reason is like I've been purporting. The reason is to provide Maul with the legacy for the unknown future, because obviously Maul's dead in Rebels. So if they want to survive Maul in any way, you bring in this character during Shadow Lord that ends up being his apprentice. And while you were disconnecting, I was saying like this is the sequel trilogy, George Lucas Talon that I'm positing, and I'm not doing the Cade Skywalker Talon. And I think Caleb was the one that was talking about legacy as you joined back in.
Okay. But yeah,
Kenny,
what do you think?
Do you want me to play devil's advocate?
you can play
I want you to
Devil's
play
Advocate, Gremlin's
I want you to play
Advocate.
Kenny's advocate.
My advocate. I think the show is going to be interesting from everything that I've seen from small interviews after the trailer dropped with Sam Witwer explaining that this will be Maul centric.
Real quick,
will
can you
be-
bend your mic inward? You're
Uh-oh.
kind of clipping in and out a little bit.
Is that better?
Let me see if I can fix
I'm
it.
sure that'll be better. Yeah.
Is that better?
Try
Yeah,
now.
that's good.
Is that better?
Yeah, you do sound clear.
Yeah. Copy.
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
Did I lose you guys?
No.
No,
He might have on his end lost
Oh,
us.
he might have one.
unless
Actually-
he has. Yeah.
When I lost my screen, it went to a different screen and it was just me and Caleb. And I was like, that's weird. I don't know. No chat.
I can't hear a thing.
nothing.
Come back. Well, if can you hear a thing and not see a thing? Because then that means us pantomiming would.
Be useless.
Now he just looks like he's pissed.
VGC says any concept of Maul having an apprentice who is also pink, a pink Twi'lek, is very much connected to whatever George Lucas initially thought up. Also, Gage said the main connection is because of the George Lucas plan for her. She was also supposed to be in the Maul game and presumably the Underworld live-action show. I think this is a spiritual successor. So I actually don't know if she was supposed to be in the Maul game. What the
I have now completely
what
lost all audio on you guys. Can you hear me at all?
yeah,
We
yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you fine.
Well, he can't hear us.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Can you see us?
That's the
but-
same pose as he left too.
What I will say though is that
No.
the
There we go.
people that were the director who was making that Maul game, like George Lucas
Damn it.
said he wanted her in there, and he like had a bust of talent, and he pushed her up against one of Maul, and he's like, they're friends, and we were like, this guy is kind of weird. Yeah, so he definitely wanted her to be in there. But I just don't know that she was supposed to be in there. And I still feel really bad for that studio. They got jerked around to the point that their studio got destroyed because they didn't have funding anymore, and they didn't deserve that. They did a great job with the previous port that they did.
Kenny.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, Gage. George Lucas called them and said, "Hey, put her in the game," and they're like, "She's way in the future." And then George was like, "Okay, well then the game is in the future, and this is one of Darth Maul's ancestors." And they're like, "What?" and then later he's like, "By the way, he's coming back, and he has spider legs." And they're like, "What?" And he kept jerking them around until Lucasfilm sold to Disney, and then they just didn't have the project that they had been putting all of their efforts into, and
Yeah.
they went under.
All right, Kenny. Floor is yours.
Okay. Now, can everybody hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes? All right. I was going to say, I am very much looking forward to this series. I think it's a very interesting concept from everything that I've seen. Everything dealing with Sam Witwer shortly after the trailer drop. I've seen video after video after video of interviews with the man on how this is going to be very Maul-centric. We are going to see a different Maul this time. We're not going to see everything completely misaligned with what we know of the character, but he's definitely going to have his ways challenged, his ideals challenged. So what we see in Maul in Rebels is what this Maul is about to go through.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm assessing. Now, with that said, am I excited to see another legacy character come in? Yes and no. I'm not excited on the fact that we're still stuck in the Skywalker saga. This last few months, I've been hearing complaint that we need to step away from the Skywalker saga, which, yes, we do. But Maul's not the hill to die on. There is still so much of this character that we don't know. There's still so much story from his perspective that could help add into other story elements. So making this show seem like this is just another, Clone Wars remake, or this is just another Clone Wars, yada, 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 whatever you want, just to bring shade down on it, is not the hill to die on. Not even close. He is still an unfamiliar territory. We have zero context with the character outside of what we know of him so far.
But let me ask you a
Let
question.
him play out.
Let me ask you a question. Is that going to be to his benefit or to his detriment? I've noticed a trend where there's really cool looking characters, and they're super cool because they haven't said anything ever. No one knows what they think or how they feel or where they came from or anything. And then as soon as anyone finds out anything, they're like, they ruined it. He has feelings and emotions. This is so woke. What is he?
Why
gay?
should it matter? That's how I'm looking at it. Why should it matter? If we're going to be looking, because what was his name? Super Runs did a post about a hot take with the Maul series that we saw him die in Rebels, leave him be. He had a fantastic end, let him die. If we're going to be using that logic, just using like with your logic, Choco, why should we have done an episode on, or a whole series on Boba? He was a cool character who had a ending. Why should we touch him? We had a fantastic character named Embo. I would love to know more about that character, actually.
I would too.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
truth be told,
if we go by
By the way, I'm on the train with you. I'm just asking.
Okay.
Because I think other people are going to say this. I want all of the ethereal thoughts and like why he, because like when he speaks in Clone Wars, especially in season 7, he almost sounds like a schizophrenic philosopher.
Mhm.
And I think that's
he's a completely different character than he was.
I want.
He was a
I wanna
completely
know
different
that.
character from. Exactly. There
Is the
is
fandom
so
ready
much
for that? I
story.
guess is my question.
There's the real question.
He sounds like the scientist that
Caleb.
no one listens to in the disaster movie at the end of Clone Wars.
you don't know what you're doing.
Of the dark side.
He's
No,
telling us,
I'm-
he's like, no, the galaxy is over already. We need to do something now.
I think so. To kind of, I suppose, jump off of what Kenny has been talking about. I do think there is value, no matter how little or small it is, in what we talk about and call the status quo. Because there's value in creating the Book of Boba Fett, whether it was good to you or bad to you, it created the status quo and filled in the gap of what's happening on Tatooine. Right? There was a power vacuum. We had freaking Oliphant's character,
Cobb Vanth.
Cobb Vanth, who was just like a sheriff in a small town, and then Boba Fett inserted himself to becoming the daimyo of Tatooine, and that kind of served as a stopgap for that power vacuum. And in this case, with Maul, I think again there's value in establishing a status quo with his story, because there's a lot of story that's around him that we don't know of, like we've been talking about with the chat. Like, how did he have the Shadow Collective collapse underneath him, and how did Kira wrest power from him? So we go from Solo to that, and we don't have a status quo for that particular time.
We don't have any context.
So I don't think Maul is a hill to die on. I mean, obviously he's already dead in the Rebels, and so I think this is largely to create a status quo where he has a legacy to go forth into the unknown future, and I keep on saying that because our unknown future currently is post-Tross. We're getting Starfighter, we're getting Mandalorian and Grogu, and even though that's not post-Tross, I feel like Maul into Mandalorian Grogu, into Ahsoka Season 2 is going to start building the foundations of that unknown future that post-Tross can then start to unravel. And so...
That's exactly what I want.
Yeah. So
Because
I don't think...
Twi'lek could pop up as the antagonist for Rey
Yeah.
in the future.
And you know,
That'd be an
because
interesting one.
Ahsoka ended with this whole travel back to Dathomir, it all connects, right? And so we have Thrawn and the New Republic doing some things with Dathomir. We have, after Shadow Lord, maybe this this disciple of Maul tries to rebuild something out of like the remnants of the Iridonian clan. You know, because as we pointed out in the trailer, like the Night Sisters were wiped out, but the Iridonians and all of them are still kind of like chilling. I don't even know if they're chilling,
This
but
is
they're there.
This is the one trailer that I've actually watched more times on repeat because I keep finding little small details where I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. Like one of them is this new apprentice. I think that's what we're all going to be calling her.
Yeah.
She knows him by name. That's
think-
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
I
think a
don't
lot
know
of people know
any-
Maul. He's infamous.
No, I don't. I
Uh-huh.
don't think a lot of people do. I don't know.
Yes. See, that's where I'm coming from. As far as I know, the only ones who knew of Maul would have been Anakin or anybody in his inner circle. Obi-Wan, obviously. Ahsoka, obviously. Ventress, maybe, like just in passing by. But there's really not that many people who would know him unless you worked in the underground.
The Council and the Jedi Knights.
Yeah,
Because
I
he
mean,
came
I
back in Clone Wars, and a lot of the Jedi Knights had to face him in Savage.
Yeah, so he showed up to a couple places and murdered everyone there, and so the Jedi Council sent someone to deal with him. That being said, in my mind, at least, I don't know that the Jedi Council would spread a message to all the Jedi of like, hey, this dude is back and he's killing it. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's kind of where I am with it. Because I know obviously the council knew. I just don't know how far down that chain goes because I don't think that stuff is communicated
relevant.
until
They were-
it needs to be communicated. And I think
They
the
were more
pandemic
worried about the war, they were more worried about the war and everything else going on. They didn't give two cares about what was going on Mandalore or what was
And then-
happening in the crime syndicates.
So
Exactly.
I'm.
War was
And
the
then-
only thing
and
that
then-
mattered.
I
And
gotta
then
shout
Mandalore
out.
space was entirely separated from the rest of the galaxy because they were a whole different system.
Well, I gotta shout out Gage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gage says Sam talked about that Maul and Savage went on a killing spree of Jedi in Clone Wars. The Jedi Order all knows him by name. Sam also said they killed way more Jedi than Clone Wars showed.
Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, if they specifically said that the Jedi all know him by name, then we know that. What I was just saying is that's not something that we saw, and all the Jedi
And
that we
that's-
saw him go up against, they killed. So that's like leaving no witnesses. So that's where I was at. But yeah, maybe.
And I'm
I mean-
I'm on the same page with Choco. There is no context on anybody who would have known Maul. We knew of because the Clone Wars series literally mentioned Maul only when it mattered to the overall story of certain characters, like Obi-Wan and Ahsoka specifically.
Yeah, but you can't. You also. I mean, just to kind of push back a little bit, you can't deny that word of mouth exists.
Oh, yeah,
You
no.
You send.
I would
you,
bet-
You send a whole
Word of
bunch
mouth
of.
exists, but
Well,
Maul is not the
let
most
me
prolific.
let me
Jedi
finish.
killer.
Let me finish because like word of mouth exists. You send a whole bunch of Jedi Knights to take care of this. They go on a Jedi killing spree. somebody's talking about it. You know what I mean? And all it takes is that one person to talk about it in the halls.
I'm not gonna lie. There could be other Jedi who might know him. I'm pretty certain Voss knows him. I am pretty certain on that.
Quinlan Voss?
Again, that comes down. Yes, I am pretty certain that comes down to prioritization. The Jedi were more focused on the war, so whatever Maul did during the war wasn't really a high priority.
Yeah, and
if you're catching what I mean.
I don't think it would be a high priority. And even if people heard that there was a Jedi killer, I don't know that they would know Maul on sight, you know, unless they had pictures and be like, this is the guy that was killing people, which could have happened. I don't know.
Cub goes. What about you?
When Obi-Wan killed the Sith, they all talked about it, and of course, that's a victory. That's something that boosts the morale of everyone underneath. Absolutely. I just don't think they gave people things to panic about if it wasn't necessary, which is something that we have seen.
We also know that the Republic itself and the Jedi knew about it since they were transporting Maul. Because he was a public prisoner.
I mean,
are you talking about in season 7?
That was a separate like troop that was separated from the main, and they didn't make it back, and everyone died.
Yeah,
but they were still talking with the council.
Obi-Wan was talking with the council, but by the time Obi-Wan was talking with the council, everything was going on in episode 3.
Yeah, but by the time
literally
they crashed, that's when Order 66 was happening. That's why, yeah. So they could have heard about it. I just feel like Order 66 is happening, and there's not a lot of water cooler gossip.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen prior to Order 66 that could lead to water cooler gossip.
Speculation for everybody at home. Total speculation.
I mean, but the Jedi didn't know that Maul was running Mandalore when they approached to ask for him. So I don't know. It just feels weird that they would know him, but
at the same time, do we know if this new apprentice, did she know Ahsoka? Did she know somebody within Maul's inner circle?
Yeah. So I'm
not coming from the point that she knows that this person in the trailer knows Maul based on notoriety in the Jedi Order. That's a separate character. For all we know, she meets Maul in the beginning and he tells her his name, and then like she's talking about Maul. What I'm saying is, from a grand collective, the Order through water cooler talk would know about the killing spree that Savage and I'm going to call them the Brothers of Destruction wreaked on the Jedi Order. You know,
maybe. I think that was even years apart.
But that's true, Nemo. Good pull. They have wanted posters for Maul too in the trailer. That's a good one.
And we know that Devon, at least at the start of this series, isn't on her own. I'm 99% sure she's with her master, who we see in the trailer, whose name I'm going to butcher, Master Iko Diodaki. I don't know.
Is that the Capo-like character?
That sounds good. I like that.
I think I don't know.
Wait, the old man that pushed the building up, or not the building, the car up?
Yes, I'm betting that's him, and I'm just assuming that's her master. Voiced by Dennis Haysbert, which is awesome. He's got an awesome voice.
That is epic.
I get the feeling that like she could have just learnt about it from him. Him being a master knows more than her.
Yeah, entirely possible.
Someone else said in the chat, I can't see where it was though, but like Maul or Savage, I can't remember which one, killed Adi Gallia, who was on the council. Like, and if there's Jedi out on different planets and that, they've got to be putting a warning out, like, yo, keep your eye out. There's two guys running around.
Yeah, I would say it was Savage who killed her, and he ran her through with his horns.
I think that's right.
It was pretty disrespectful.
Headbutted her.
It was like Frieza versus Krillin. It was pretty rough. If you remember that. He's like,
That's
"Woo,
mess.
doggy!"
Oh my god.
Oh wait, this is another good pull. Even in Tales of the Jedi, after Qui-Gon faces Maul, the whole Order is talking about it. Interesting. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to rewatch it again. I just
Maybe.
I just know that Maul's name isn't exactly like unknown entirely. That's where I'm coming from. There's avenues to learn about Maul.
And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to discount that, but I'm like saying, if in the early mid 2000s, if I was walking around and I walked into Osama bin Laden, I wouldn't know. You know what I mean? I know the name. I wouldn't be like, "Are you? Oh, is that?" You know what I mean? I don't know. But we can leave it at that. We can leave it at that.
I actually don't know what you mean because
I got it.
I was starting at a new school during that time, during 9/11, and like the pictures were everywhere. I was like, "Damn, that's the guy." So I don't know.
And so you would recognize him if you saw him on the street?
I would recognize if he looks like that. You know what I mean? I don't think Maul's changing appearances anytime soon.
Okay.
I didn't go up to everyone that wore a turban and was like, "Oh, you." Like, no, that's of course not. But like,
I'm just thinking of The Office when like they have the IT guy with the turban. He's walking in. He's like, "Oh, it's happening, guys."
Turn the lights off.
but yeah, I guess because that was going to be my next point of discussion, which was that Kappa-like character, and their name is Cupco's
Master Iko Diodaki.
Iko Diodaki.
Diodaki.
Are they Trandoshan?
I don't believe they are.
They didn't look
recognize the
Trandoshan.
species.
I don't.
They look like that species that was filmed for the Dark Disciple arc, or what was supposed to be the Dark Disciple arc. I know that would be a massive retcon, but
A Barabel?
that's what they look like to me. Yes.
Choco,
That's what
what
they
you
look
know
like to
about
me.
Barabel?
He is a Barabel. Hold on. Wait.
Am I right? Because I can't see you guys at all, so I can't look at the screen.
Oh wow, I didn't know you didn't see us. I'm gonna see if I can get a picture of it real quick.
You're fine. You're fine.
No. Now that I'm picturing his snout, it's very. I think he is a Barabel. Because I've never seen him in motion. You know what I mean? Just like my queen Saba 17.
We've only ever seen them in pictures still, so I'm wondering if they didn't start bringing that species into canon officially from a visual standpoint.
And that's
the only mention
why,
of that species. Yeah.
That's why they would vaguely look like a Trandoshan, because they. Yeah. No, I think it might be a Barabel.
I could be wrong.
I think
I
you're
could
right.
be 100% wrong. That would be a rarity. God, the world has ended. No wonder Snowmageddon's happening.
Yeah, I'm not even looking them up because I know them very well, because Saba 17 is my hear me out.
All right, well, I'm gonna put in a picture really quickly. I grabbed it from the trailer. So, I mean, everyone look and is that a Barabel?
I still can't see you guys.
You should be able to see it on the stream if you're.
I mean, I think it might.
I mean, if we think about it like it's an old aged Barabel, it might be.
God damn it.
No, but I mean, I think it looks like well within Barabel norms.
Yeah.
You know, and like. And also, we have to remember that when they bring them into canon and we see them, sometimes they do tweak them a little bit.
I still can't. Sorry. a way to get you guys connected.
It's okay.
I'm gonna have to trust you.
I mean, it's the picture from the trailer. W 5 o'clock swamp. Exactly. I really hope that becomes a thing.
Yeah,
Absent.
Lizard Jedi. The Barebows have their full tail. Like Trandoshans don't have a tail, which sucks. And so that's what drew me to Barebows, because
Tails.
like you, I loved the '90s Spider-Man, and it was like the Lizard in that show, but a Jedi. And
The one cool other piece of information about their species is that they have almost like scorpion-like stingers. Now, I couldn't get a good look in the trailer for his tail, but I was assuming that's what he looked like. That's why I'm saying that if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But, ooh.
I mean, absent any other like official species, that I mean, it could be a Barebow. It might as well be a Barebow.
they have a thick ass tail that they also use to hit people, and so you're fighting, and they're like, you think they're off balance, and then like a tail like hits you in the back, and it brings him up.
There is one of those in the Darth Maul comic, apparently. Which comic? Son of Dathomir?
I think Trandoshans only don't have a tail because of costume budget. Yeah, I assume that's just like, I mean, Bosk was the original, and he's a guy in a suit from Doctor Who, and they're just like, I guess they all look like this now. I don't know.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can get another shot of the full body. Because I do know about the budgetary constraints. Because if you ever rewatch A New Hope again, you can definitely see the kicks underneath Chewbacca's feet.
Oh, it's just like with Admiral Tarkin. Like, look at his feet at some point. You see slippers on his feet. Those are not military boots. He has literally comfy slippers on.
Let's see if we can get the.
I'm gonna be so stoked if I'm right when this series drops. Oh my god!
About what? The Barebow?
Just calling this species what it is.
If you go to about 57 seconds in the trailer, that's when he's flipping the truck. Yeah.
Which trailer though? Because I have the Disney Plus one.
Yeah, ooh, wait, is that the one? Yeah, the one that came out yesterday. Is that the right? Is it the same trailer?
I don't see a tail here. Hold on. Don't worry, I'm still framing. I'm still going through the frames.
But no, while you guys are going through that, I'm super hyped for this series. Don't let this discussion for anybody at home or anybody in the chat discourage you. Yes, we may have concerns. Yes, we may have like our opinions on how things should progress or what we believe is true and is not true. At the end of the day, this show about Maul, who does not get a lot of screen time in general anyway, finally might have some lingering questions answered.
I don't think it's a Barebow.
I just. Okay.
So here's him sitting. There's no tail. I have two more photos. Okay, that's one. This one is of them standing before the train. And when they go to stop the train and the robe gets kicked up, I don't see a tail.
And if they try to bring them in without a tail, I would be very angry.
And if there was a tail there, we would see it there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kenny.
It's all right. It's all right. Like I said, favorite line in Star Wars is "Love it when I'm wrong."
I mean,
Now I'll
listen,
get to know what species this
I'll
is.
throw you a bone. His tail could be wrapped around his body to like
I mean,
reinforce
or
himself.
they
I don't
probably
know.
have some other weird, explanation. Hey, I cut my tail off because I didn't want to die. Like,
Exactly.
I mean, that is.
Nemo does
Who
say in the
knows?
chat his tail could have been easily cut off as well. Seems like an aged master. So I mean, for the sake of like at least kind of continuity and looking at the trailer, there doesn't seem to be a tail. And if we're going off of the tail, it's not a Barabel. But if the tail was cut off, could be a Barabel still.
I mean, I feel like the I can speak for Element here when I say the official position of this channel is that we can't take a position that doesn't exist. They are not a barbell
Undetermined.
until they are considered one.
Yeah. Until they
I'm gonna
unwrap the
I'm gonna throw it out
tail,
there.
or they show that his tail was cut off. you
But
know?
I want it.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, it's just,
I'm gonna say that he could be. Maybe not.
well, listen, it
I was like,
says
I almost had 3.
it
I
says
was gonna say a Verk, but I think he'd need more of a dome ridge thing going up on his head.
listen,
The
it
main
says
reason I said that is
Verk.
because he has the 3 fingers when he puts his hand out. He has 3 fingers, like a Verk.
I will say it's as simple as them like proving us wrong. You know, at the end of the day, when we talk about our position as lore masters, Boba Fett is not a Mandalorian. He never says he's a Mandalorian when he's asked. But they could come out with a show after Book of Boba Fett where he's like, I'm a Mandalorian, and I'm just like, all right, I guess that's the position.
We update.
So like this Io Daki Duki, if they happen to have their tails wrapped around their body or it's cut off and they provide an explanation and he comes off in the show and he's like, I am a Barabel, and I'm like, okay, he's a Barabel, but we can't really know about it right now.
You said that extra Italian.
I am a
Hey, yo, I'm a
Barabel.
Barabel. Hey.
Neapolitano, you know. Okay, well, there's that. What else in the trailer? Obviously, the main plot that comes across in the trailer is that Palpatine wants him dead. And if you've read the Maul comics, he uses Maul to lure out Mother Talzin, but during that encounter, Maul escapes, and so Maul still remains as much of a threat as surviving Jedi. He might not be a Jedi, but he has a view that is counter to Palpatine. You know, he tries to recruit Ahsoka to that cause.
What was it? How Sam put it in one interview? He said, "Maul's a bad guy, but he's fighting worse guys."
Yeah, that's anti-hero like material.
Yeah, and I like that Gage brings this up. There's other Knight brothers in the trailer. I want to see him go back to Iridonia and pick up a bunch of his bros and be like, "Hey, let's roll." You know what I mean? Because after the Night Sisters die,
And then he goes, family.
there aren't all these like. It must be so weird to be one of those dudes. You're just like a guy and you fight, and then eventually a bunch of women come and they pick one. You know what I mean? Like it's so broy that it's crazy to me. But yeah, Maul's gotta stop by and be like, listen, we better than them. Let's go. Pick up your Gatling gun. Like
Nemo says, I might be jumping the gun, but Maul 100% killed Merrick. And then he takes him to Dathomir and has him resurrected as an Inquisitor spy. Maybe. I mean, like Choco said in the trailer that, like in Ahsoka, he was a fart cloud. So
yeah,
As
he
is
may
the
have had
11th
some meat
brother.
before.
When the 11th brother is killed by Ahsoka in Tales of the Jedi, his head comes off and his helmet deflates.
Oh, you know
down.
what? Okay, so this might be the sequence of events where those Inquisitors are hunting Maul, and Maul dispatches of them and then brings them back as his own tools.
I don't know if I agree
don't think
about them being spies or his own tools. My theory, which is going to tie it back into Ahsoka, obviously, because obviously Marok appears in Ahsoka. But I think Marok will bite it, as we see in the end of this trailer. And whether or not the 11th brother takes his body back to the Empire and he is resurrected by Morgan Elsbeth.
See, there we go.
This is getting into a bit of Arthurian legend here. Marok is one of the Knights of the Round Table. He is cursed to be a werewolf, which, Dave Filoni loves his wolves.
He loves his Arthurian legend
about
too.
that.
And depending on which story, because there's a lot of different versions of this story out there, people add things, people take things away. But depending on what story it is, the person that either curses him to become a werewolf is either his wife and or an agent of Morgan Le Fay, who is a witch. Morgan Le Fay, Morgan Elsbeth, there's something there.
Yeah.
No, there's absolutely something there.
Listen, Dave is not the most subtle out there. I would also like to point out that at the beginning of the show, I tried to turn people onto a little-known video game called Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. That is also based in Arthurian legend. So
I don't know. I've heard it's kind of
Taint
janky.
of Grail.
if you're into that, check it out. But yeah.
No, it's definitely
Caleb is cooking. Caleb is cooking.
It's definitely not subtle at all. I mean, like a whole episode.
I didn't even.
A whole episode of Ahsoka is dedicated to Morgan and the Night Sisters giving Thrawn an army full, and we didn't even stop to think maybe they're an army of fart clouds that we don't.
I didn't even think about that, Caleb. That's such a genius connection, because that didn't even occur until you started talking about it. I'm like, oh my god. Morgan is Morgan Le Fay. You have Maul, who is Arthur, and yes, I am going to use him as such. The connections are all there.
But there's another one. There's another one called Enoch.
Yes.
So, and no one ever defeats him, so we don't see Enoch go into a fart cloud either. So,
Oh my god.
the one thing I will say is if Thrawn's army ends up just being fart clouds, I'm gonna lose my shit because
No. We have Ahsoka throw her lightsaber through it, and it was like. around the room.
Oh, wait. You know what? They aren't fart clouds until they die. Because I remember specifically in Jedi Fallen Order when you're on Dathomir and you're killing those resurrected Night Sisters, they go into mist when you kill them. They're still bodied. They're full bodied, but you kill them and go... Psss. So that could be it, Choco just has me thinking everybody is just a fart cloud inside of their armor.
And to answer Gage, no, there's nothing that confirms Jango as a Mandalorian at this point in time.
Yep. No, there's something that confirms he was a foundling.
Yeah.
And that's something that people hate. Like when it comes to like us being like lore masters, like, come on, really, guys? Like, I mean, technically, yes, we have to be specific about that because a foundling isn't a Mandalorian.
Yeah, they make it very clear that a foundling is someone who is found and raised by a Mandalorian until they're returned to their people, or they actually they come of age, and then they can choose to take the creed, and then they become a Mandalorian. And at that point, their song is written, was what they say. But yeah, being a foundling does not make you a Mandalorian. Just like Ventress is not a Jedi, despite being raised by a Jedi Master.
Mm-hmm.
They said he fought in the Mando Civil Wars. Wouldn't you assume he took the creed? No. Because Grogu fights all the time alongside Din before becoming Mandalorian as well. I mean, I was so in my most charitable take on this. He is a foundling and he's training under, what's his name?
Jester
Muriel,
yeah.
and he's training under him. And then the Civil War breaks out and he has to fight with Jaster, and Jaster, bites the dust and he takes his armor. I don't think that Django ever took the creed, and was just a foundling and kind of found himself fighting in the Civil Wars. I don't think, like, again, we're gonna say again, all it takes is just one line of like a reference book that just said, oh, he became a Mandalorian, fought in the Civil War, and then became a bounty hunter and abandoned his Mandalorian ways. In which case the position turns into he once was a Mandalorian but isn't now, right? Because that's an ever-changing and a very amorphous thing. It's an amorphous thing because, as we see in The Mandalorian, that can be taken away from Din, and he has to go through the living waters just to redeem himself. So it all comes down to perspective as well, because obviously from the armorer's perspective, Din is no longer a Mandalorian, because that's according to their lore, their creed. He removed his helmet. He could very well go to like Bo-Katan, and Bo-Katan's like, you're still a Mandalorian, but it doesn't matter. Like, it's just the way of perspective and how things work. And so,
yeah, basically it comes down to this. George says he's not a Mandalorian. Filoni says he's not a Mandalorian. The Jango Fett Age of Rebellion comic,
Age of Rebellion.
Yeah, Republic. In the back of it says he's not a Mandalorian. We have a ton of canon, like, source books that tell us things about Mandalorians. He's never listed on them. When you look up him, he's never listed as a Mandalorian. You can go to StarWars.com and look at their compendium or whatever. It doesn't call him a Mandalorian. You can like there's so much that refuses to say it. They even have, what's his name in Clone Wars say he's not a Mandalorian. I don't know where he got that armor. There's so much that's saying that he's not, that I can't assume he is until we get it confirmed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and even with his origin, that's still in question as well. Because Obi-Wan asks, like, wasn't he born in Concord Dawn or something? He's like, even that I don't know if it's true.
But I do have a headcanon that's similar to what Pep said, is that he was found. He was raised by Jaster Muriel. He was trained as a Mandalorian and did all the things, but he saw all of the corruption and infighting within these Mandalorians and true Mandalorians, and these factions and all this stuff. And like, he came of age and he still fought with Jaster, and Jaster loved him like a son and said, I want to leave my armor to you. So he wrote him in there. But he was like, I don't want to join this mess. I want to be my own man, going across the galaxy, doing my own things, which is what he says.
And then you have me, who doesn't really care. I see a Mando in armor. That's a Mandalorian.
Hey,
Also,
Cobb Vanth
to me-
for a time had Boba's armor on. So is he a Mandalorian? Okay, relax.
I also think that being a Mandalorian would hurt his story more than it would help it, because he would be a really crappy Mandalorian.
Exactly.
He never talks about
I would-
Mandalore. He doesn't help Mandalorians. He doesn't think about going back to Mandalore. Like, he doesn't do any of this stuff.
I would honestly think it would actually help in a more theological logic.
No, I know. I get
There's
where
a
you're.
lot of
I
people-
get where you're
there's
coming
a-
from on that one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but just for explanation for everybody at home, when I'm thinking, like, I'm a former Catholic myself. Former being the probable term. I no longer practice the faith. I no longer believe in the faith at all. Zero, zilch, nada.
This is obviously bonus.
Does that still make me still Catholic? It comes up to a theological question on what do you believe and what makes you who you are.
And it often comes down to what you identify as, right? And so it really does You know, it goes back
Has
to
he
our
identified himself
yeah.
as one?
It goes back to our original argument because, like, even with the Boba Fett argument, like he's asked, "Are you Mandalorian?" and he doesn't say yes. He is asked to help them reclaim Mandalore. He's like, I don't care about that planet. It was glassed, you know. And so, like, from a actually less theological and more ideological, I get where you're coming from in, like, what is a Mandalorian from a certain ideological denomination that has abandoned that home world, right? We still have the Knights, the Children of the Watch. We still have the Birthright Mandalorians, are calling them, with Bo-Katan. And would Jango be something that he calls himself a Mandalorian, but it's not traditional? No. I get where that's coming from.
Real quick, Gage. So you just looked in that in your character encyclopedia from 2022. If you wouldn't mind, I want you to also look up Sabine Wren and Bo-Katan. Let me know what they say, right? Because you notice how that entry dodged around it. It was like, you know what I mean? It was it was playing Souls.
Yeah, it says a foundling who got raised to being a Mandalorian warrior.
No, by being. I thought he said.
Star Wars Encyclopedia 2022. I'm too lazy to get up and go to my bookshelf. I do have it. I do have it on ebook.
I have a digital version. Speaking of Mandalorians, in the trailer we do see him talking to Rook Cast, and then we do see a picture of what looks like a female Mandalorian. Is that Rook again, just wearing slightly different armor than before, or are we gonna see? Is that Sabine, or are we gonna see a Night Owl? We're gonna see Ursa. What do you guys think?
I mean, immediately I didn't see
thinking it was
spikes.
Broadcast.
Sorry, what was that, Caleb?
I thought that the second shot was. I thought it was just Rook again, but it could also be she maybe brought with her a couple of people left over that maybe escaped from Mandalore after the siege. But not 100% sure. I just assumed it was her again, but the armor was.
I would die laughing because I keep hearing people saying, "Oh, that's Sabine's color armor, the whole 9 yards." I'm thinking that might be Sabine's mom.
Yeah. It could be Ursa. That was a quick thought of mine. I don't see it being Sabine. I feels like that would be weird.
Oh no, it wouldn't be Sabine, but it would be almost like a where Sabine gets her artistry.
Yeah, I had people saying it's got to be Sabine. It's got to be Sabine, and I was like, isn't she like 8?
Yeah.
I mean, she's 2 years older than Ezra. When he's 14 and she's 16, and so if that's a year after Order 66, she's 2.
She's just been born. Yeah.
Or no, she's
it's just
4.
totally
She's
Sabine.
4. Yeah.
She's just like.
I do think it's funny. Right before we went live here, I was watching a TikTok, and it was someone being like, "Oh, Dave Filoni's finally learnt his lesson with Star Wars, and he's finally taking a note out of Andor's book because there's no other established characters in this trailer apart from Maul." And
there's a whole bunch.
I just couldn't. I was just like, "What about Marok? What about the 11th Mother? What about Rook Cast?" I was just like, "There are people in here," and he just kept saying, "It's just like, oh yeah, Andor is just becoming the blueprint for Star Wars now," and I was just like, "Dude, what are we even doing here anymore?" Like,
talking about
the
things we
Filoni-
don't know about.
How would this be anything? I don't. What? Okay.
I will send you guys a TikTok after this. See if you can get through it without getting mad. It's like a minute long, and
I got through that first part that you mentioned, and I was like, "No, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Shut up." Done.
Look, I love Andor. I think it is the best live action Star Wars show that has been put out. I absolutely love it to bits. People are going insane with the comparisons as we move forward in Star Wars. It's the same as the Snyder cult that is like Zack Snyder's the blueprint. that's the vibe I'm getting. Like,
Oh God, Zack Snyder was always the blueprint, and it's something that Zack Snyder copied from 1,000 other things, and you're like, "Are you how? Oh my God!"
I will
We're
say,
being a rough.
yeah.
I will say to gauge the entry, the entry isn't it isn't prescriptive at all. So it says that he was a foundling who was raised to become a Mandalorian warrior. And a more prescriptive statement would be raised to be a Mandalorian warrior.
He's a Mandalorian warrior who was right. Yeah. I went to school to be a real estate agent. I did. No, I really did.
Oh, okay. I thought
I'm
you were
not.
like making some.
I mean, it is a point,
So-
though.
But
I don't think he is.
I'm not a real estate agent. But I went to school to become a real estate agent.
Got it. I thought you were just making some wild comparison just for the shits and giggles of it. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, that's the most random pool ever. No. I actually went to school for this. Oh, Jesus.
So I'm looking at my 2024 book, and the biggest tell is that Sabine, Bo-Katan, everybody has under affiliation Mandalorian, and Jango doesn't have that. And again, I keep on saying because it's an amorphous idea, right? It's it does the armorer think Din is a Mandalorian because he removed his helmet? No, of course not. But how does Bo-Katan view Din during that time?
Here's what's going on. There's a war happening at Lucasfilm. No. He's not supposed to be a Mandalorian, and that's by design. But it's because of these characters that was the creation of this whole culture. And so a good portion of the fan base really wants him to be. The maker
It'd be beautiful.
specifically does
It'd
not
be
want
beautiful
him
justice.
to be. And so what's happening is they will do everything except say he is. And they will warm you up, they will walk right up, and they will not ever commit that. They won't ever say that that's his affiliation. They won't ever, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But they don't want to make those people mad, and so they're always just like, yeah.
You know who is on the front page of the bounty hunter section? Jango and Boba.
I like to think of him as a simple man trying to make his way across the
That's
galaxy.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see. What,
My cat just took a huge dump, and it smells really, really.
Oh,
Boba Fett, affiliation bounty hunter. The armor, affiliation Mandalorian. Din Djarin, affiliation Mandalorian. Honestly, and if I'm going to be charitable about my headcanon, I'd say he once was and then left it. Which would also just make him currently not one.
I think of it like he got adopted. Like if a kid gets adopted by a Jewish family, and so he's raised and he does all the rituals and he speaks Hebrew and everything, and then he just does his own thing. That's how I think of it.
Yeah. I mean, by the point of Ahsoka and Mandalorian, I mean I say the Mandalorian, but it is by the point of Din and Ahsoka's story. They are a diaspora to some degree. It's funny when
they literally have Hebrew scriptures written in in the Mandalorian, just in Mandoa lettering.
on the tablet.
They're
Ultimate.
making a clear comparison.
Wait, who is the Mandalorian?
In fact, I swear to God, when they made the little chess piece for Grogu. I thought it was gonna be Yamaka. I thought they were gonna put it on his head.
Who was the Mandalore on the tablet outside of the Living Waters? They said the first to conquer a mythosaur, Mandalore no, it was just the Great, right? It was Mandalore the Great.
I thought it was just the great.
Yeah,
I thought it
I
was
think it's
great as well. Yeah.
Exciting nonetheless, you know. The things that we discuss
But
on
to
the
get us
1 hour
back-
bonus. How many
But just
times?
to get us back on topic, just
No, to get us
Sorry,
back on
just to get us
topic,
back
Grey
on topic.
Jedi don't exist.
yeah. Did anybody else hear what was one of those bounty hunters that I heard in the background who were trying to describe Maul? I heard Mahershala, his voicing one of those guys in the background.
Mahershala Ali?
The guy who's supposed to be playing the next blade? Yes, him.
Yeah.
Ooh, I did not hear his voice. That makes me very excited. He's very good in everything he does.
Is he playing the Imperial officer?
No. I think he's playing one of the hunters after Maul or after the Padawan. I don't know which. It's kind of hard to tell in the trailer.
I'm starting to blend
feel like they
Masters of
would've-
the
I feel like they
Universe with
would've
the trailer. I
announced
was like,
that.
is he playing the droid?
He's a big tiger.
He's Battle Cat.
Which that trailer was awesome, by the way. I can't wait for the remake. Can't
Listen,
wait.
that
Can't
trailer was linked to me, and then like, I think it was my brother who was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to see this." But yeah, it looks really good to me. Choco
Classic.
looks like he discovered the sun and is never coming back. He is currently frozen. Well, you can't really see anyone.
What happened?
You can't see anyone.
Me? No.
What if I reshare this screen? Does anything get shared with you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And like I said, I don't care. It doesn't bother me unless we're doing Jeopardy, and then that'd be a problem.
I can see y'all. Yeah, I mean, I know what everyone else can see. I'm streaming it all, but like sometimes Kenny, for whatever reason, can't see us.
My phone loves to screw with me all the time. So I can have perfect audio, other times crap video, other times it just won't work, period.
Where are you at, Choco?
I don't even see him on the call.
I hear Choco right now. He's grunting.
Maybe he's cleaning that litter tray.
No, he froze again. Nope. Hey,
Oh.
is he there?
Oh.
I have no idea what's going on with my internet. It's just like it's just in and out. So I'm gonna go see if there's any firmware I need to update or something.
Before you do that, I mean,
I don't touch anything when it goes because I'm like it'll just be bad. I just start scrolling on my phone.
Well, before you do that, I mean, we are at that time anyway. I do want to thank Kenny for joining us on this call, and of course, Caleb for being our guest. Again, if ever you guys want to jump on in the future, just let us know, and we'll plan for it. These are exciting times. We are going into February, March, April for Maul Shadow Lord. And then after that, Mandalorian and Grogu. So this is a good time to be a Star Wars fan. It's always been this is the best time to be a Star Wars fan. Shout out to everybody in the chat as well. Thank you for rocking with us. Choco, can you hear me? Can you say a few words?
Choco, can you hear me? Yeah, no, I'm super excited for what's to come. I also, in all of this exit interview and stuff with Kathleen Kennedy, made me a lot more excited for the Sean Levy film. Now knowing that he was approached to make this before Stranger Things, and this is something he's been cooking. This isn't a reaction to Deadpool Wolverine.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's a great time to be a fan. The games that were just announced. By the way, I mean if you are an XCOM fan,
Zero Company.
the new game Zero Company is good. It is. They're cooking, man.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Zero Company.
I mean, and to kind of echo on that one, if you play Where Winds Meet, we have a new zone, and it's up to level 80 now. So go get back in there. We'll start with Kenny. Final thoughts and where people can find you.
Final thoughts. Definitely, Maul Shadow Lord is going to not change anything that we know, but definitely add things that are already pre-existed. This show is going to be entertaining. It's going to give more knowledge to what we already, like I said, we already know. But maybe there might be some surprises in there that we don't know. Maybe there might be a little hint to a future project like Sean Levy's film, or something from the past that might be coming down in the pipeline. We know nothing. But if you want to know more about my thoughts, my name is Ken Kari. You can catch me on TikTok whenever I get a chance to post a video. It's the only platform I have at the current moment in time. And that's it.
All right. Caleb.
Yeah, I'm just going to echo that. Basically, Maul Shadow Lord looks fun as hell. I'm really excited for it. But just remember, with this show, it's not just Dave Filoni. There is Athena Portillo. There is Sam Witwer doing work. Brad Rao, Carrie Beck,
Lin-Wen
Keith
Brennan.
Kellogg. There is a huge team behind this. It's not just one person. One person shouldn't get all the credit. And the same with if there's something you don't like, one person doesn't get all the blame. It is a team effort.
But some of those people are girls.
So many people go put their heart and soul and blood, sweat, and tears into this stuff. And when I keep seeing people online being like, "Oh, it just looks like more Filoni slop," stick your head in the oven. I don't care. Like seriously, yeah. There's so many people behind the scenes working on this stuff, and I'm excited. Like I love these people. Go and watch the interviews with Athena Portillo at Star Wars Celebration. Yeah. She is very, very passionate and very, very full of emotion when she's talking about this project, and like that makes me so excited for it. In addition to that, there's just a lot of cool stuff coming for Star Wars. We got some books coming soon. We've got some comics coming soon. We've got 2 games coming out this year. Ahsoka Season 2 is potentially the end of this year now. Mando and Grogu, Maul Shadow Lord. It's yeah, like Element said, it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. If you want to find me, I'm on TikTok at Cubcos, a Star Wars TikTok. Very creative name, I know. I worked very hard on it. And also on YouTube at Cubcos, a Star Wars YouTube. Again, took me all night to come up with that one. I do have some videos up talking about Maul and the new characters and the old characters that are going to be appearing in Maul Shadow Lord. Go check that out if you would like. And yeah, that's about it.
I've been saying your channel name wrong. I said Cubcos. Reminds me of reminds me of Choco if you're nasty.
So I'll give you a very quick history lesson on the name Cubcos. As a child, I couldn't say Caleb, but I could say cupboard.
Oh.
And so whenever I tried to refer to myself, it came out cupboard. And so my grandparents and my parents would start calling me Cupboard, but then they'd start shortening it to Cub. And that just sort of became a nickname that I kept basically all through my life. And then at one point I started an Instagram account, and I was doing a lot of cosplay at the time. And so I originally had it as Cub Cosplay. And then
that's clever.
eventually
like it.
I think someone else used it, or I just wanted to shorten it because I was moving away from cosplay, doing it all the time, and it was just a more general account. But I just kind of liked the sound of it, so I just changed it to Cub Cos, and then just sort of kept it. And yeah, so that's the reasoning behind it. So cos, as in cosplay,
Nice.
is where that came from.
Caleb lore.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Listen, I had the name Darth Chocolate for like a decade before I ever made a video. And then I went to make a TikTok and it was taken.
All right. Well, shout out to everyone on the TikTok side and on the YouTube and Twitch side. Thank you guys for rocking with us. That's it. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life.
To reduce friction, spit on it.
We are the
Good
Republic.
night. Ah.